To plug my own merch,
and yes,
guys.
I had something to say to her video. Her video is Dr. Mondragon's origin story. She goes into a lot of detail as to the reason why she's a chiropractor. I guess her dad was one. It's unfortunate that chiropractic failed so horrifically, but it did. It failed horrifically, and nothing's really changed much. The fact that they're out there experimenting in the area of the ilano-occipital joint and the sacroiliac joint has more to do with me than the fact that they're actually prepared and willing to make improvements. Running them competition is the thing. And yeah, I'm not going to show people how I do it because people like her and Shelley Seidenberg think that they can just go out there willy-nilly and try to copycat it without actually, you know, being trained appropriately. You can't watch it from a distance and think that you're any good at it. So here's my comment. She's in her yoga pants and she defends it. But the poses that she takes is definitely inappropriate. But what I said here, I said 737.
You don't just know how to adjust C1 with any kind of success rate.
That's the Atlas.
You've been doing it. I remember in North Dakota, I counted how many adjustments it took for me to be able to confidently say, I can adjust anyone's Atlas.
You don't adjust the Atlas. The Atlas isn't partly out of place.
It was 7,000 adjustments.
But an adjustment to the chiropractors is cracking it, popping it.
Chiropractic school.
So what they do and what I do is two different things.
Here,
they crack the Atlas, I place the head. There's a difference.
Adjustments in totality. So student adjustments, family adjustments, and you know, but they had to be documented adjustments. 250 need to graduate.
Crack, which is the reason why they wear the
7,000 more. So 7,000, I know that sounds like a lot. It was about 3 months. I moved to North Dakota, and during the oil boom, because the economy
I think that's pretty much it. But yeah,
it's constantly doing that. I worked on the oil field workers up there, and I remember in 3 months, it was 7,000. You don't just know how to adjust C1 with any kind of success rate.
You don't adjust C1.
You've been doing it. I remember in North Dakota.
You don't. An adjustment is a specific placement of a partially dislocated bone. That's not how they describe it. That's not how they describe it at all. They're wanting to get the cracks. You look at their stuff. Crack, pop, snap, crunch, all that. That's what they're talking about. That's what they're selling. That's what they put the microphones on. They have a reason for doing that. It's all a bunch of crap. Oh, but it's great, and it's perfect. You'd be surprised. Count how many times she talks about how many adjustments she did. She counted them. Count how many times she says perfect. That's a conditioning mechanism is what that is. She don't know what she's doing, but oh, she's been trained to believe that the pop is the adjustment. It's not. So what I had to say was, and that's what makes you stupid, Brenda. She was talking about how smart she was, her IQ, etc., etc., etc. But here's the thing. This woman's been misguided. So instead of recognizing, instead of having the good sense in the brain to actually realize that she was lied to, like what my grandfather said. He said that he was very upset about the fact that they lied to him. So instead of realizing it, seeing it for what it was, and, you know, going against the grain, or in this case, actually coming to study with the expert because I could show her how to fix it. But she's not about fixing anything. She just wants to continue to steal from her patient. I said, newsflash. You might as well say pop the Atlas. An adjustment is a specific placement of an affected bone, and the Atlas isn't actually the bone that is malpositioned or subluxated. She's talking about the subluxation. Talking about adjusting the Atlas. They're popping the Atlas, and they're going in both directions. It is not specific. There is nothing geared in that maneuver whatsoever to fix anything, and they know it. I said, now, just because I told you the truth, that doesn't mean that you know enough to even experiment on the real problem. So if you were smart and conscientious about your patient's safety, you would either admit your mistake and come study with the expert, or you would quit the field, because we both know that chiropractic is a bunch of crap. My bet is that you don't have the moral fiber to think outside the box, and that you will continue down the erroneous path that you've been on for how many years? And to be living so good, you've been stealing from your patients, just in case you didn't realize. So there's the record that, yeah, I told that woman. That was 14 minutes ago. That's the record. I told that woman stay in your lane. And on my YouTube channel, you can specifically find a moment in time where, oh my God, I got all over her. I tore her to shreds and I let her know. Because she was trying to manipulate, or, you know, a manipulation is not a specific placement, but she was messing around with the atlanto-occipital joint. She knows nothing about it. Her body language was very telling, and I was very upset about it, and I let her know in no uncertain times. She tried to take down my YouTube channel. She was unsuccessful in that attempt. Her and Shelley Seidenberg got together on the effort. They were not successful in it. I am the expert in the world on the atlanto-occipital joint. Chiropractic is a fraud, and I'm proving that. I have a valid reason to criticize, and I have a valid reason not to show, or what was it she said, showcase what I do. Because chiropractors who hold a license will think that they can just go out there and do it. And they have actually no intention of fixing the problem. If they were smart, if they were moral, with all the money that they've got and the monies that they're making, they'd actually be able to afford to pay to learn it right. Until they can take that necessary step, they can't be trusted. And that includes her, Tubio, Johnson, all of them. I don't care who they are. Yeah, and it's not me trying to copycat them. It's them trying to copycat me. They're not authorized. They're not knowledgeable. They don't know. And yeah, I have to show that. I have to prove it, and I have to talk about it. So it's not just about taking down a single chiropractor. I'm trying to take down the field, and for good cause.